Hello, and welcome back to the NHL 23 Bakersfield Condors Jersey Quest franchise mode with Michael Kesselring as the player of focus. As you can see here, we're kind of at the early stages of the free agency period after the 23-24 season. And you can see in the screen that the Cleveland Monsters won the Calder Cup. So this is kind of going to be another quick one, just kind of recapping how our season went, kind of our free agent moves and expectations for next year and all that good stuff. So kind of in terms of the regular season, pull up like kind of the screen here. So we finished with the 56, 13, and 3 record, which was good for 115 points, and which was like first in the entire AHL in the regular season. So we get to kind of the awards and whatnot, which actually I might just do that with team awards now, because it's just easier to kind of showcase things. So you can see the Calder Cup was the Cleveland Monsters. Here we go. So we were the kind of basically the President's Trophy equivalent in the AHL, with 115 points. The next closest team was the Toronto Marlies with 105 points. So as I said, kind of Eastern Conference, Toronto Marlies 105 points. We were obviously first in the Pacific Division at the regular season. Milwaukee Admirals were first in the Central with 96 points. There we are again, kind of Pacific Division. So the other one was the Western Conference. Here's Pacific Division 1. The Atlantic Division was the Springfield Thunderbirds at 94 points. Then the North Division was the Toronto Marlies with, as I said, 105 points. Eastern Conference Playoff Champions, Cleveland Monsters, obviously, and then the Western Conference is the Milwaukee Admirals. In terms of goals for and goals against per game, we were kind of, as you were kind of so far in the regular season stands, we were first in both with 3.44 goals for per game and 2.03 goals against per game. Our leading scorer in the regular season, as you can see here, was James Hamblin with 37 goals, 26 assists for 63 points. There's how Kesselring did. Let's go to defenseman. There he is. He finished with 5 goals, 19 assists for 24 points and played every game in the regular season. In terms of the leading scorer in the league, it was Carson Kuhlman with the Chicago Wolves with 69 points. So kind of go through the regular season awards for their kind of individuals here. So he finished the top scorer in the league. He won the MVP. James Hamlin finished with the most goals, his 37 goals. Hoffman here was the Rookie of the Year for the Utica Comets. Zach Jones was the best defenseman. Calvin Pickard was best goalie for us in the regular season. Playoff MVP was Alexia from the Cleveland Monsters. Hamlin won the kind of, I guess, like the Ted Lindsay. I don't even know which one this is equivalent to. Callahan from the Bruins here won the Yannick Dupree Award, and then Pickard won the kind of the Jang's equivalent for best kind of goals against average in the regular season. In terms of the playoffs, let's kind of just pull up the tree, I guess. So even with our dominant regular season, we got matched up against the San Jose Barracuda, who finished with 84 points in the regular season, and we somehow lost the series in 6 games. San Jose won game 1 3-1. We won games 2 and 3, 4-1, 5-1. Then San Jose won 3 in a row, 4-3, 8-2, and it's 3-0. So even though we were so dominant in the regular season, for the reason the game didn't like us in the playoffs, we lost in the first round. It's what it is. Leading scorer in the playoffs was a combination of Lavoie here, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points, and Warren Fogle, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. We didn't re-sign him, so he kind of disappears with the stats. Oopsies, forgot to do. Let's pull up Kesselring stats. You can see right here, in the 6-game series, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, which is pretty decent for a kind of more defensive-minded defenseman. In the draft, we had a pretty decent draft, drafting 6 players, 3 centers, 2 right defensemen, and a left winger. In terms of kind of off-season moves, you might have seen some of them like in the stat screens and whatnot, but what we kind of needed was a center or 2 potentially. So I went and got kind of 2 people with Islanders connections, Liam Foodie who's kind of in the AHL with the Islanders this season, played a couple games in the NHL in real life. And Ruslan Ishakov, who was an Islanders prospect, but kind of after getting nowhere in the Islanders system, because the Islanders system is buttons and the Islanders are just a mess, he went back to Russia in real life. So they were our two center signings. Let's go left wing. We had our signing here was kind of Christian Vesalainen on a 1-year contract. And our other option potentially also is Matt Nieto here, because he's a 79 overall, so he kind of fits in the range for our, as I kind of set out for the AHL. So if he kind of fits in one of the first line better than Vesalainen, he'll kind of move down to the AHL. We also needed one right winger, so we went and I got Lexi Heponiemi on a 1-year contract as well. And the last thing we kind of needed was a right defenseman for the third pairing, and I went and got Jet Wu, and then kind of also who's kind of ended up being our second pair defense in the AHL, because his overall one went at the acceptable range. Brett Kulak, because he perfectly, oh you can't see it, I guess it's the off season, but he's balanced, which is like perfect for our second pair. So he's gonna be our second pair left defenseman in the AHL next season, which is cool. That's kind of it in terms of free agent moves and whatnot. In terms of, I guess, the last kind of cool, fun thing to kind of show is kind of, as I said, last season the Vegas Golden Knights won the cup in this game, which matched real life. This season, kind of matched real life again. The Florida Panthers won the cup, and even more kind of like crazy. You see here it went Edmonton, Florida Edmonton 7 games at in the Stanley Cup Finals, which is basically an exact match, pretty much what it was this past season in real life, which is pretty cool. That's kind of, this last little fun fact kind of thing. But I'll just pull up Kesselring here while I kind of discuss expectation. Here we go. So yeah, we signed him to a 2-year contract. His contract expired at the end of the season. I wasn't sure if he's going to want to resign, but he wanted to resign, so he signed him to a 2-year contract. So there should be at least 2 more seasons of this series. But kind of expectations for next year is, I don't know, I'd say kind of chopped and changed, different pieces of the roster kind of, but I think on the whole it's kind of the same. Should be relatively just as strong, so we should kind of once again make the playoffs without any trouble, and hopefully kind of just go on a deeper run this time. But see what happens, especially now we have 2 rivals, because it's the playoffs are the first 2 rounds are exclusively, well, the first round at least, the first 2 rounds are exclusively divisional because of the format in the game. Hopefully we should be able to make it through those rounds. Hopefully if the Coachella Valley and San Jose also make the playoffs, we should hopefully get matched up against one of them. Be able to move on and make progress and move to the second round. But we'll see what happens in the next episode. But thank you everyone who watched this episode. Hopefully you do check out that next episode as well.